Hi guys, today I'm going to do a get ready with me kind of illuminator. I quite like the sleek one. It's the same one that I've been using for quite a long time. It's just in Monaco, and I don't use the pump. I tend to just apply some to my face. Probably not the most hygienic way of doing it, but I mean, I'm the only one who uses this. And I try not to use it so much if I break out. I'm kind of in the middle of it right now, so I just usually rub that in with my fingers, and it just gives a bit of a glow under my foundation, which is quite nice. For foundation, I've been using the Dior Forever. This is the new version. They recently redid the Forever foundation. Mine's in 020, and I usually just put sort of a pump on my hand and see how that goes. I might need a bit more, I might not, it depends. Some days my skin just sucks it up, and other days I've got some left over. And I dot that usually around my face. For a brush, I have been using my Miss Photogenic brush, and I do really like this one. It's dirty because I've been using it, but I usually just use this. It's just kind of got like a flat round head, which is great. But I'm a bit lazy when it comes to brows. I'm not very good at doing eyebrows, and I never have been, and so I quite like the fact that when they were a bit darker, when I first got them done, I could just not do anything to them. I mean, I still don't really do anything to them now, but they kind of don't, how can I put it, like, they don't look like they just look like I've got good brows naturally. They don't look like I've filled them in, and I quite like that look really especially when I'm doing makeup. So I'm gonna definitely think about, I usually just blend it down my neck as well. You want to make sure you haven't got no harsh lines going on. It matches me quite well really, but I suppose it's a smidgen darker than the rest of the movement because I'm so pale. But once I've kind of blended that in, I will go in with some concealer. My concealer of choice is still the Naked Skin. I've got mine in light warm, but I'm nearly out of this, and I'm tempted to try the NARS ones just for a change, because I know that they're pretty much the same, but I just thought I might give it a go. Depending on sort of the day or night, depends on how much of this I put on. I'm not putting too much on today. I would go a bit more heavy-handed if I was going on a night out, because I do really like that really highlighted under eye, and this is quite a bit fairer than my natural skin tone. So I'm just gonna rub that in. I do just use my finger, my ring finger, to do that. Oh no, my middle finger, not my ring finger. I know you're supposed to use your ring finger, but it just never feels natural. So just blend that in. If I've got any left over, I'll put it on the eyelid. Same on this eye. Blend it in. This one sets quite reasonably quickly, so you have got to work quite quickly with it really. Or else you can end up looking a little bit patchy. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but apart from that, the coverage is good and the colour is good, and it lasts really well. So once that is all blended in, like so, I'm going to go in with a powder. This one's from the pound shop, believe it or not. I really like this Makeup Gallery stuff. It's only £1. It's in translucent. But yeah, I only bought this the other day, but I've really been enjoying it. To put all over, I will use one of my Lottie London powder brushes, and I will just put that everywhere. Sometimes if I'm going out, like I said, I will use like a really white powder underneath my eyes for an extra highlighted look, but seeing as I'm not doing an awful lot today, I just wanted to powder as normal. This really helps as well with putting your bronzer on, because if I don't powder, I find that my bronzer can look a little bit patchy, which is not good. Now moving on to bronzer, I'm using the MUA Luxe Bronze and Sculpt, and my brush of choice for the moment is, if I can find it, aha, it's a MAC 187 brush, and it's just one of those duo fibre ones, and I just pick up some of it, tap it off, touch my hand, and then suck in your cheeks. Same on the other side. Bit on your temples. And a little bit down sides of your nose, and definitely under my jaw, because I've been a little bit of a pig lately and I've gained a bit of weight, which I'm not happy about. So we always want to disguise this double chin. I'm sure none of you have got them, but I always suffer with a double chin when I put on a little bit of weight. When I was pregnant, I had no neck. It just went like chin to neck, a neck. So once I've done that, every day I go for a different blush, depending. So what am I going to use today? Just going to have a little look. I've been using this one a lot, which is an Essence one, which is really nice. But I'm going to go for... let's go for a pink blush, because I haven't worn a pink blush in forever. I'm going to go for this Vivo one, which I don't know if they still sell in Tesco, but it's called Rosy. They might still do it online, I'm not sure, but I love these. They remind me of the Milani ones. They're like a baked blush. So I'm going to use this one. For a brush, I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown blush brush. And I'm just going to take a bit of this and pop it on tops of my cheekbones. I always go with tops of my cheekbones because I've got quite a round face, so I tend to just go above my bronzer, like so. Don't worry, I'll blend it in a minute if it looks a bit harsh, but yeah, I tend to just sort of go around here. I mean, if you've got more of a narrow face, you're better off going more on your apples, but for me, I find if I go a bit higher with it, and I pull it all the way back to my temples, it slims my face a little bit as well, which obviously I would like. So I'm just going to pop some of this on. I tend to blend it out using my foundation brush as well, so I just go around the edges, because sometimes I even go over it a little bit, sometimes it looks a bit harsh depending, but that looks good. So for highlight, again, I always switch it up, but I'm going to go for this one, which I've broken during my move, but it's the Makeup Academy Undress Your Skin. They've got quite a few of these. This is the pinky one. And for brush, I'm going to use just a no make fan brush, basically. I'm just going to dip that in. I really like this colour actually. I haven't used it in a long time, and put it on the tops of my cheekbones. And I tend to use this one when I'm using more pinky blushes, because obviously it's got a pink undertone, which complements. Like so. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry, my phone keeps ringing today and the door keeps going, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm trying to film a video. But anyway, getting back to what we were doing, for my eyes, I always switch it up as well. I tend to stick with the same eye look for a couple of days and then switch it up, to be honest. So I'm going to go with pinks and sort of like pinky browns, because that's what we've done on the rest of the face. I'm going to use this Revolution Baked Eyeshadow in Chocolate Deluxe. So it's kind of like got some pinks and like a brownie pink and a peachy pink. And I'm going to take a eyeshadow brush. This one's just a Stila number 5. And I'm going to take that peachy shade, which is my favourite. It's like a peachy pink. And pop that on. I am so sorry about that, the door just went again. So, I'm out of breath now. As I was saying, I was taking this peachy colour with a Stila number 5, and just packing it onto my lid. I'm not really that cautious as to how neat I'm being because, oh my god, I'm so out of breath. Oh, I'm not fit, because we're going to use a blending colour in a minute, and a lot of it will get washed away. Also, please understand that my eyes aren't, I can't even speak. Start again. Please understand that my eyelids are not oily. So I don't usually use an eyeshadow primer nor a makeup primer nor a base foundation primer, because my skin is quite dry, and I don't find that products wear particularly quickly off of me anyway. So for me it's just another step. I mean, one thing I do if I'm on a night out or I want my makeup to last because I'm doing something, you know, like a photo shoot or something like that, I will spray my face with like a Fix Plus. I use the Urban Decay All Nighter, or I've got a cheaper version from Makeup Academy that I use, but I don't tend to use an eyeshadow base unless it's like a cream eyeshadow and I'm using it for intensity reasons. But today I'm not doing that much, so I'm just using no base. So once I've got that on there, like that, I am going to reach for another palette just so I can use this cream colour. This is the Too Faced Naked Eyes palette. It's just a cream, so any cream colour. And I'm just going to fluff that under my eyebrow with a random kind of small domed brush, like so. And I just tend to put this under my eyebrows, like so. By the way, if I'm looking straight ahead, guys, it's because my mirror's behind, so that's why I'm trying to make sure I'm not messing everything up. I'm also going to use this colour called Velvet Revolver. It's just kind of like a lightish brownish grey, and a MAC 217 brush, and I'm just going to start to blend out that colour a little bit, and this is more just as a base, so that when I use a darker colour in a minute from that original palette, it doesn't get too muddy or too crazy on me. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this down, like so. And then use a clean fluff brush. I really like this one, but I got it at IMAX a couple of years ago and it has no name on it. I think it was a crown brush, but it's like, I don't know if you can see, it's like flat on one edge and it goes up. But I really like this brush for blending out, and I just turn it on its flat head and blend out any harsh lines. Perfect. So now I'm going to go back in with this palette, and I'm going to use this reddish brown next to it with a small shader crease E47 from Sigma, and I'm going to pick up some of that, and I'm going to start to carve out a little bit of a crease for myself, ever so gently. And I'm also going to bring that into my outer V a little bit, just to darken it slightly. These colours are so pigmented. This palette was about £3, literally. I love it. I haven't used it in a while, but moving, I found it and I was like, that is a beauty, that is. It reminds me a lot of my trusty Chanel quads, which I love. Lord knows I love those. My bank account knows that. I've been quite good lately though, to be fair. I haven't had a big makeup shop in a while, but I've been crafty. Like when it's been my birthday or Mother's Day, I've asked for the things that I want, but there is one thing that I am dying for, which is that new Urban Decay Alice in Wonderland palette. So that I might have to break my makeup ban and, you know, purchase that. You know, I like to ramble. So I'm using the Miss Beauty. This is the one from the pound shop again. It's brilliant. It's not as good as my Primark one, I will admit, but it's really good because this has got one of those nibs that are like, they're not a brush. So I'm just going to apply this. I tend to only apply, I don't go right into the inner corner usually. And then when I get to the outer edge, I flick it up and then pull it down and then join it up, just like that. And by the way, I'm not a pro. I just like doing makeup and I haven't filmed a video in ages. A makeup one especially. So that's that eye. Sorry, it's like deadly quiet. I can't talk when I do this. So that eye looks better than the other, but never mind. When we got mascara on, it'll be fine. So I'm gonna curl my eyelashes and put some mascara on. I'll just let that dry actually, thinking about it. I'll do my lips while I let that dry. I'm gonna use this Velvet Matte lipstick in Nude from Primark. I've been using this quite a lot and I'm gonna slightly overdraw my lips. It's not a nude colour though, it's quite pink, you'll see. I also like to enhance my Cupid bow. Like that. Excuse my spots. I'm not even going to try and cover them. They look worse on camera for some reason. And there you have it, the finished look. So that's what the eyes look like. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did and you want me to make more videos like this, and I'll try and fix the lighting a bit better for next time, please give this video a big thumbs up, leave me any comments below, and I'll catch you guys soon. Have a lovely day. Mwah.